And thank you so much for joining us for All Angles. I'm Dion Jax Millen. Coming up in this evening's program, we're going to be taking another look at the situation in Haiti, an ongoing situation that's unfolding there. Also, a little bit later on in the program, why so much controversy over a bill to extend the retirement age for the Director of Public Prosecutions as well as the Auditor General. Joining me in this first segment, though, to talk about the situation in Haiti, we have Dr. Marcus Goff, who is, I should say, one of the attorneys representing the Haitian migrants who recently landed on the shores of Jamaica. We also have joining us on Zoom Alejandro Hernandez, Emergency Response Manager at the organization Plan International Haiti. And we thank you both so very much for joining us. We do appreciate it. Now, the whole concern or the conversation about the recent applications for asylum do have to be seen within the broader context of the ongoing security crisis that has been unfolding now for months in Haiti. And let me ask you, Mr. Hernandez, to really zero in a little bit and help our viewers to explain a little bit more about what's been happening in Haiti and in the capital, where reports are that some 80% of the capital is now controlled by criminal gangs.
Yes, thank you. Just for giving more in context, the increasing violence of here in Haiti are totally uncontrolled by the forces of the police in Haiti. So the gangs are taking over control of the largest areas of the country, most in the metropolitan areas, which is giving a lot of vulnerability or pushing people in a high risk of abuses, killings, lynchings, and also kidnappings. So this crisis also has been impacted also for the social securities and also the lack of healthcare for the Haitian population. This situation is incredible under control. It is not in control of the forces. So people are pushed to leave their houses and stay in other areas, which also some of the gangs, which more or less we are talking about 200 gangs taking over control, they are also pushing their forces in other areas of Haiti.
So let me ask you then to narrow it down a little bit for us so we can perhaps put ourselves in the, if at all possible, in the shoes of some of our brothers and sisters in Haiti. What might a typical day look like for somebody who lives in an area controlled by these gangs?
Well, first of all, also to understand the multi-sectoral crisis, there is a lack of there's an instability of politics. There is a very high insecurity of food and economics. There is no way for the population of Haiti to get out of their house and find their means to work, because everything is collapsed. So to describe one day of Haitian, they cannot get out of their houses because there is a lot of clashes from the gangs, and the people who can go out of their houses to work, they have to face a lot of risks. They have fears of kidnappings. They have fears of being sexual abused, and there are fear also to be killed by their crossfire between gangs. So this is a daily basis of daily routine of the population here in Port-au-Prince, and also in different areas of Haiti, Artibonito, and also in the northeast.
So it's not surprising at all then that we're seeing people try to leave.
Of course not. They are fleeing because of not only highly it's because of the violence, but also because there is no more institutional bodies that can protect them for different services, which is access of healthcare and also for protection of the judicial protection. So the abuses stay in impunity. So they have to leave. They have to leave, and the people who can leave the country, they face other challenges, which is insecurity also in other countries. There's a xenophobia or racism. So they are pushed to leave. They are pushed to leave because there is no one of the highlights of our conversation with our beneficiaries. There is no hope here. So the whole body, the whole structure, state structure are completely collapsed, and the police they are not taking the control of the order, because also they are understaffed and they are not equipped. So the weapons also come. The weapons from the gangs are coming more and more because of the lack of vigilance in the border, on the ports, on the airports. So Haiti is now a perfect hub for trafficking, for trafficking of drugs, cocaine, cannabis, goes to United States or Western Europe. So this is the situation here, and people have to leave. Most of the vulnerable population are the children and the girls.
Yes, of course. So Dr. Marcus Goff, now it's against this background that the UN Refugee Agency last November said that countries should stop forcibly sending back Haitian migrants who arrived in their country.
That's right.
So, and then now we have 37 migrants who arrived here in Jamaica, and then a series of events unfolded. Tell us where we are with that.
Right. So at present, since yesterday, PICA have been doing interviews with the Haitians.
That's the Immigration, Passport and Immigration Agency.
Right, yes. And that is with a view to really screening them, first of all, to get their basic information and personal data, and then with a view to also getting information that will be used to determine their eligibility for asylum.
Initially, though, it had sounded as if the migrants hadn't asked for asylum or hadn't asked to stay. Hence, we heard they were charged with illegal entry.
Right.
Any idea and now we hear that they have asked for asylum. Any idea what transpired there?
Well, I think it's clear that there was a lack of a desire to receive an asylum request, and so it would appear that those lines of inquiry were not pursued. And of course, I think that is very unfortunate.
So we then saw local human rights attorneys step up and what should I say, seek dialogue or seek to communicate to find out exactly what it was the migrants wanted.
Right. We felt the need to really go and speak to them ourselves, with the help, of course, of a translator, and to also provide them with legal advice and guidance, which they didn't seem to have received before, right? Including before the criminal court case.
Okay.
And when we went and spoke with them, all of them, down to the children, want to remain.
Really?
And of course, they fled because of the crisis we just heard from Alejandro.
Yes.
That is every day escalating.
Yes. So you're working with the group Freedom Imaginaries to represent the Haitian migrants. What happens now?
Right. So Freedom Imaginaries filed the request on their behalf, having met with them last Thursday. We filed it last Friday. And so that then triggered the international law obligations of the government of Jamaica under the 1951 Refugee Convention. And so the government has now embarked on the process, which the UN says you should embark on, to do a methodological screening and assessment of their rights to refugee status. And so that's what we're doing right now. We had expected we'd have gotten a black and white outline of the procedure and the timeline for these things. We have not yet done that. And so it still seemed unfortunate to us that we are not working in an atmosphere of cooperation and full transparency.
So what else do you need then?
Well, I think that the Haitians should have had the opportunity to have clearly outlined to them what is the process by which the government is now going to embark upon. Yes, the law says that A and B and C must be followed, but what is the process that will be followed particularly, and what dates are going to be, these interviews and these phases executed. And so we wanted to have done that to be able to, again, properly discharge our duty and their rights to legal advice on these issues, so that they would have been, I think, better protected in the context of what really is a legal process with which they are now the center of.
In the meantime, we've seen a number of regional and international initiatives, Mr. Hernandez. We've seen calls for a multinational peacekeeping force, although no country particularly seems to want to lead that. Do you have any thoughts on what needs to happen now for Haiti?
Well, what can happen for Haiti is a very complex
I know
answer.
It's a question and short answer time. But
yeah, I think first of all, one of the things that has to be addressed is the reinforce of the capacity of the force orders, the police, and also the institutional the institutions of democratic institutions. And even if they're having leaders here, they're having a lot of efforts. They are pushing to have an order, a political order. We need Haiti need a big help in reinforcing the order. I mean, equipment for the police, equipment for the institution that they can analyze the cases and protect the population. Also, we need a lot of investment of the healthcare infrastructures that is completely inexistent. Because if we don't address this point, every single effort in other angles is not gonna be enough. The humanitarian assistance is stretching a lot now, and we have a lot of problems to access to vulnerable communities because of the lack of the criminal gangs that are practically kidnapping this population.
Right.
So there is a big need to have an effort of equip the forces of order in this case, I would say.
Okay, just about out of time. Final, very quick comment. Marcus Goff, any concerns about the floodgates argument that we're now going to have hundreds of Haitians landing on the shores in about 10 seconds for me?
I think that we need to, be open to helping our neighbors. I mean, I understand that they're concerned about the floodgates, but I think that if persons really make it, like these persons who were on the seas for 14 days, right, and survived, we can't prosecute them and send them back to hell. We can't. I think we need to really help them because they're in need of it.
All right, can we thank both of you so much? Really, really appreciate it. And stay tuned, because when we come back after the break, why so much controversy over an attempt to extend the retirement age for the Director of Public Prosecutions? We'll be back in a moment.